Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Restoration Rescue. I'm Chris, and in today's video, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna put the oil pump on, we're gonna flip this thing over, we're gonna throw some heads on, put our push rods in, and we're gonna teach you guys how to do some valve lash. All right guys, so this is what we're gonna do. We have already had ours pretty much set up. They already put the little bushing on and the rod on. So pretty much first and foremost, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna set it up and we're gonna line it up and make sure that it fits right over these dowel pins, which the first time it did, there it is. You can see that it's all flush. So our machinist has already set up with a new screen and everything and had it set up. But if you don't, this is how you're gonna set it. So you have to come over here, and what a lot of people will do is either take a measuring tape, measure how high it is off the block, go over and measure your oil pan. You could also take a little bit of lube, probably put about 1/4 inch up on lube, and then you're gonna come over and take your oil pan, and then you're gonna put your oil pan and line it up. And just remember, there's supposed to be a gasket under here, so there's gonna be a little bit of difference. So we can tell that ours isn't hitting because it's already been set up for this engine. So you pick it up, and if you have the lube on it, if we can get it over there, you would have some lube down here on the bottom. So obviously we don't. So the next thing that we need to do is we're gonna pull this out. Since it's already set, we're gonna put a little bit of gasket maker here, which we're gonna use the Permatex gasket maker. Make a little gasket out of it, put it in, put our bolt in, and then this thing is gonna be complete. All right, guys, as you can see there, the oil pump is on. Just a reminder right here, this bolt is gonna be 65 foot-pounds of torque. So that one is torqued in, as you saw. Right here, we have our new gasket. So this is gonna be our top side. This is the bottom side. Usually they're stamped, this one is not. So what we need to do is we're gonna come over here, and you can see that there's 2 dowel pins right here, one on the left and one on the right, or the front and the back, whichever way you wanna look at it. So we're gonna come over here, we're gonna drop it on the back and drop it on the front. You can see that all our holes line up so that this one is fit and ready to go. There's nothing else we need to do to this. So what we would do next is we get our head, bring it over, we're gonna put it down, and then we're gonna talk about bolting it in real quick. So when we bolt it in, there's a specific manner. We wanna go in a circular outer manner, and we're gonna torque it down at the low end, middle end, and high end until we get to the desired torque spec. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go grab it, put it on, we'll do that, and then when we do the other side, we're gonna go into a little bit more depth for you. All right, so these are all torqued down to spec, and as you can see right here, there are 3 different size bolts. So I'm going to take my oil dipstick here as my pointer. Our really short bolt, let me get this one out. This really short bolt goes down all on the bottom. Then these ones on the very outside, here and here, are going to be your medium one, and go there on there. And then obviously our long one is going to go where the rest of them are, which is here, here, and so on and so forth. Now, when we torque these to spec, here you go, Tim. Thank you. When we torque these down to spec, you want to do it in a circular pattern. So you start here in the dead center, then you come here, then down here for 3, 4, 5, 6, and around in a big circle like you saw in the little picture that popped up below.
3 circles.
Yes, you're going to do 3 circles of it because the first set you're going to do is at 30 degree or 30, then we did 50 and then 70. The ARP head bolts want 70 pound-foot of torque for this, and you want to do it from the middle as well, because if you start on the outside, you have a chance of wrinkling up your gasket, which obviously is going to be a bad time because then you're going to get a head gasket leak, and that's a problem. So you do it like this for a reason. Make sure you do it per whatever book you use to do it. We did it the way ours is in the 3 circular patterns, torqued them all down to spec. So now we're going to rotate the motor over, and we're going to do the other side. All right, guys, so all the heads are down and torqued to spec at the 70 that ARP sets for those head bolts. Now we're gonna move along to our comp cams push rods. So we're gonna show you how to put them in, and then we're gonna show you how to set them up. So you have this, our push rod, and you move this little rocker over here, and you can see the hole that's down here. And we're just gonna slide it right in, let it drop down, and you're gonna see and make sure that it goes directly in the middle of the lifter. We come back up here and put that up. So I'm gonna come over here, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about preload and getting the valve lash straight. So like I said, put it down, make sure it's good to go, then put this in. So to set the valve lash, what we're gonna do is you're gonna spin this, and then you're gonna take down that bolt until it's set. But before you start that, you wanna make sure that the valve is kind of closed, okay, or it is closed. So you're gonna move these around, and once the other one starts to open, you can do the other one. So once this one's closed and it starts to open, you can do this one. And then you just move around the engine and complete it as follows. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the rest of our push rods in and start setting the valve lash. All right, so we have gotten 3 done. They're all set. So we're gonna show you a more in-depth way of doing this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come right over here to number 2, because they're both down. Both lifters are down. So this is what we need to do. We need to see one of them start to move up, and then we can do the other. So if this one starts up, we're gonna do this one first, and then we can knock out that one. So we come to the front, put our breaker bar on it, and we are going to start turning our engine. Oh, we can see that this one's starting to move. Good to go. So we can come right here. Let me grab my ratchet, and we're gonna ratchet it down. It's gonna take a minute right now because we are pretty far off of the rocker. All right, so that is just to set the valve lash. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the preload. So you wanna go 180 from where it is. So we have it set, 180 is easy, it's half a turn in a circle. And there we go, that one is set. So now we're gonna come over, this one's gonna go down, this one's gonna start coming up. Because our lifters our rockers are pretty high, this one we might have to push down, help it out, but let's go ahead and spin the engine. That one comes all the way up and goes down like it's supposed to, and the other one starts to rise so we can start doing this one. And again, we're gonna sit here and get it down until it's very close to the top. So that one is all set, guys. So all these right here on the front are set. Just make sure when we do this, you don't wanna go down too far and up against the rocker, because it can make it feel like it's already getting tension on it, and you stop, which is really gonna screw it out, and it's gonna make these really loud since they're gonna be all over the place. So what we need to do now is we're gonna set the valve preload. So you come over to 180, and we're gonna twist it the 180 degrees like so, and now the preload is set. But that's gonna wrap it up today, guys. Make sure you use our link down below for Advanced Auto for all your parts needs. We'll see you guys next week when we drop the manifold in this and maybe even get the carb on.
Here, so pick it up higher and release your double chins and then go down.